Hey, my friend, I want you to think about this for a second. Has Jerry Jones officially lost his grip on reality? Because let me tell you, what we're seeing right now from the Cowboys front office is confusing, frustrating, and honestly, kind of bizarre. We're used to Jerry making bold moves, taking risks, grabbing headlines. But this offseason, it's like he's in a completely different universe. No aggressive trades, no major free agent splashes, and a draft strategy that left a ton of fans scratching their heads. And look, I know Jerry has always been unpredictable. That's part of what makes being a Cowboys fan such a roller coaster. But in the past, at least there was a method to the madness. You could trace the logic back to some sort of win-now mentality. But this time, it feels like Jerry's playing 4D chess, with no board and no pieces. We just watched another offseason come and go without a real commitment to making this team better around Dak Prescott. And that's where fans are starting to ask the hard questions. Like, is Jerry even trying to win a Super Bowl anymore? Or has he accepted that the Cowboys are just a brand, not a contender? I want to know what you think. Do you believe Jerry still has what it takes to build a championship team? Or is it time to accept that we're stuck in this endless cycle of mediocrity under his leadership? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's settle this once and for all. Is Jerry still the guy to lead this franchise, or are we watching the slow decline of a once great football mind? And hey, quick poll. If the Cowboys fail to make the playoffs this year, should Jerry finally step away from GM duties? Vote yes or no. All right, let's move on. Because if you think that was wild, wait until you hear what insiders are saying about Mike McCarthy's job behind the scenes. So, let's talk about Mike McCarthy, because there's a growing feeling around the league that he's not just on the hot seat. He might already be out the door. Seriously, I want you to think about this. When was the last time a Cowboys head coach went into a contract year with zero job security and no public vote of confidence from ownership? Because that's exactly where McCarthy is right now. And make no mistake, coaches in that position almost never survive the season. Let's be real. Jerry Jones could have easily given McCarthy a short extension just to quiet the media. But he didn't. Instead, Jerry's sitting back, watching how things play out, and letting the pressure build. That's not support. That's a setup. And here's the thing. This isn't just about wins and losses. This is about expectations. The Cowboys have a loaded roster. They're coming off 3 straight 12-win seasons, and yet they haven't even sniffed the NFC Championship. In Dallas, that's failure. And McCarthy knows it. So now the guy is coaching for his life, calling plays, running the offense, and trying to prove he can take Dak Prescott to the next level. But if this team gets off to a slow start, if they stumble early or fall short in the playoffs again, he's done. You can feel it. There's no more patience, no more room for excuses. And it makes you wonder, why is Jerry letting him twist in the wind like this? Is it because he already has a replacement in mind? Someone he's just waiting to pull the trigger on? I'll ask you, do you think Mike McCarthy even finishes the season as head coach? Or are we already seeing the beginning of the end? Let me know in the, comments below. And vote in today's quick poll. Will Mike McCarthy be the Cowboys head coach in 2026? Yes, no chance. And hang on, because next we're digging into the rumors that have Cowboys Nation buzzing, the potential return of Deion Sanders to Dallas. All right, let's get into the story that refuses to die. Deion Sanders to the Dallas Cowboys. You've seen the rumors. I've seen the rumors. And every time they start to cool down, something throws gas back on the fire. Whether it's Deion making a cryptic comment or some insider hinting that Jerry's been watching Coach Prime closely, the talk just won't stop. And honestly, can you blame anyone for being intrigued? Deion Sanders is one of the most electrifying figures in football, period. He's a Cowboys legend, he understands the spotlight, and he's transformed Colorado's football program almost overnight. He brings energy, swagger, accountability, and maybe most important of all, he gets results. That's what Jerry loves. But here's the twist. Bringing in Deion would be the boldest move Jerry's made since he hired Jimmy Johnson. It would be flashy, it would be controversial, and it would be very Jerry. So the question is, how real is this? Well, some folks inside the league think it's very real. They say Jerry has been keeping a close eye on Deion's rise, admiring his leadership style and just waiting to see how things shake out with McCarthy. And if this season goes sideways, don't be shocked if Jerry picks up the phone. But here's the flip side. Does Deion even want to coach in the NFL? He said many times that he loves the college game, that it gives him a different kind of influence. He's building something at Colorado. Would he really walk away to deal with the pressure of Dallas? What do you think? Would you support Deion Sanders as the next head coach of the Cowboys? Or do you think this is just a fantasy cooked up by the media? Tell me in the comments and vote now. If McCarthy is fired, who should be the Cowboys' next head coach? A. Deion Sanders. B. Dan Quinn. C. Someone else. Next up, we're going to break down how Dan Quinn really factors into all of this, because his role in this situation might be bigger than you think. Now let's shine a light on Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator who's quietly become a huge part of the Cowboys' story this year. You probably already know that Quinn's defense has looked miles better than last season. The pass rush is scarier, the secondary tighter, and the players seem more disciplined. That's no accident. Quinn's coaching and scheme adjustments have made a real impact, and you can see the energy shift on that side of the ball. But here's the thing. People forget that Dan Quinn is more than just a coordinator. He's got head coaching experience. He's been the top guy before with the Falcons and led them to the Super Bowl. That means he's got the chops, the respect, and the knowledge to run a full NFL team. So here's what's interesting. With McCarthy's future in doubt and all the noise about Deion, Quinn is quietly positioning himself as a legit candidate if the Cowboys decide to make a change. He already knows the roster, the culture, and what Jerry Jones expects. Plus, Jerry loves a guy who's proven in the NFL, especially on defense, which has been a sore spot for the Cowboys for years. Quinn could be the safe option amid all the chaos. But I want to hear from you. Does Dan Quinn have what it takes to be the Cowboys' next head coach? Is he the steady hand this team needs? Or do you think Jerry will still swing for the flashy hire like Deion? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to vote in today's poll. Who would you prefer as the next Cowboys head coach if McCarthy is fired? Dan Quinn, Deion Sanders. Another candidate. Next up, we'll dive into the big question. What does this coaching drama mean for Dak Prescott? His future in Dallas might be tied to this whole saga more than you think. All right, now let's talk about the most important piece on this whole chessboard, Dak Prescott. No matter what happens with the coaching staff, Dak's future with the Cowboys is always front and center. And with all the rumors swirling about McCarthy's job and possible new hires, it's clear that Prescott's role in Dallas could be hanging in the balance. Here's the deal. Dak is the face of this franchise, but his recent performances haven't exactly been flawless. Some fans and insiders are starting to question if he's still the quarterback who can lead Dallas to a Super Bowl. And if the Cowboys bring in a new head coach, especially someone like Deion Sanders or Dan Quinn, how would that change Dak's standing? Deion's style is very different. He's known for bold moves and strong personalities. Could he shake things up so much that Dak's spot is at risk? Or maybe Deion's high-energy approach would inspire Dak to a whole new level. On the other hand, Quinn is more of a traditional, disciplined coach who might, support Dak's leadership, but demand more consistency. And don't forget the contract situation. Dak's deal is a huge factor in all this. If the Cowboys decide they want to rebuild or head in a new direction, they might rethink how much they invest in him. Conversely, a coach who believes in Dak could push for an extension and make him the cornerstone. So, what do you think? Is Dak still the guy for Dallas? Would a coaching change affect your confidence in him? Or should the Cowboys start considering other options at quarterback? Let me know your thoughts below. And here's today's question for you. If you were the Cowboys GM, would you keep Dak Prescott as your starting QB next season? Absolutely. He's the franchise. I'm on the fence. Depends on the coach. No, it's time to move on. Up next, we'll explore how Jerry Jones fits into all this drama. His role might be bigger than you realize.